In this forecast, severe weather will be possible in portions of North Texas tonight. The Storm Prediction Center has issued North Texas in a marginal risk for severe weather, and a huge pattern change may come to North Texas next week. All of that and more is coming right up. This is North Texas Weather Center with your latest 4-minute forecast, and getting right into that severe weather potential for today. You can see there is a marginal risk of severe weather tonight for a good portion of North Texas. That does include most of DFW and back out to the north and west. Isolated storms may develop later today that might bring some large hail and maybe some damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. Again, that's primarily west of I-35. Can't rule out maybe a storm or two closer to DFW. Take a look at the temperatures out there this morning and see many of us waking up in the upper 60s and low 70s. Temperatures by about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Many of us will warm up into the low to mid 90s. So it's going to be another hot day out there. Just be prepared for that. Limit your outdoor time spent. Again, ozone emissions may be a little bit high today. Taking a look at the future radar for today. Might be a few showers and storms that develop in central Texas by as early as 4 to 5 o'clock this afternoon. Also back out near Oklahoma, you can see maybe a little bit of isolated activity there. By 6 to 7 o'clock, you can see those storms start to weaken almost a little bit closer to areas like Abilene as they move off to the east. Down over in Oklahoma, a few storms there to our north. This might start to approach North Texas right around 8 to 9 o'clock. Eventually by 10 o'clock, interestingly enough, the computer model, at least the HRR, is showing these storms will kind of collide and actually approach DFW. And if this scenario were to happen, a good amount of us might see some precipitation. So something to keep in mind here. Again, I'm not expecting anything beyond maybe ping pong ball sized hail or anything exceeding 70 mile per hour damaging wind gusts. And I would expect the main threat there to be back out to our north and west, but maybe a marginal threat again near DFW cannot be ruled out. Let's go ahead and take a look at the future radar in terms of the jet stream and what's going on right now. Well, the pattern is actually beginning to change a little bit. We'll see a bigger change most likely next week, where we might see a trough or two maybe bring a little bit of precipitation in North Texas. This is a little look at the jet stream right now. A little low pressure system currently centered back out to our north in the northern, really the Great Plains. And this has brought some severe weather over the last couple of days. That'll eventually move out of the United States pretty soon. Other than that, the jet stream you can kind of see is back out to the north, not very pronounced over the next several days, but eventually by next week, you can start to see a little dip in the jet stream. This may bring some precipitation to our region. Here's your little trough kind of located, another negatively tilted trough, which may bring some severe weather potential to maybe the southern and as well as the central plains. So something to watch there. That also may include Texas, and then eventually maybe another dip in the jet stream going into the end of the month. But that's way too far out to really forecast at this point. Let's take a look at the future radar over the next several days. Going throughout this week, we're not really expecting any widespread rain chances. Maybe Thursday, an isolated shower or storm. Friday may have an isolated shower or storm. Next Saturday may have also another chance for an isolated shower or storm. Even maybe Sunday, but it's kind of all isolated to this point. There's no big event that I'm forecasting right now. The biggest one might be Monday, when that trough might dip down to the south, but that might be off to our north. At this point, that's what's being forecasted. But again, we have a lot of time in between now and then, so many things could change then. Here's a little tool that I use pretty often in terms of, what the temperatures are. This is the temperature anomaly. Now, this is going to be associated with that pattern change that we're going to be seeing over the next several days. Red colors are going to indicate above average temperatures. Obviously, we've been there for a pretty good amount of days now, and that's going to continue throughout this week. But you can start to see going into next week, probably the week after that, I mean by about the 23rd or 24th, the colors start to go to kind of into a white and really a very light red. What does that mean? Basically means around or just above average temperatures are right now kind of forecasted on the future projections right around next week, or the following week, excuse me, so about 10 to 14 days out. So there might be some relief coming soon. It does not look to be anything like a big cool down, but it'll at least be more seasonably average. Our average high for this time of year right now is 82 degrees, so we are still well above average right now. Take a look at the temperatures out there. Tomorrow morning, we'll start out in the upper 60s and low 70s. By the way, a cold front will make it a little bit cooler back out to the north. Childress might actually be as low as 60 degrees tomorrow morning. Saturday afternoon will also be in the mid to upper 90s, so it's going to be another hot day. What gets worse, though, is Sunday. Sunday will be our warmest and most likely the hottest day of the entire week. You can see many of us in DFW basically on the verge of 100 degrees back out to the west in the low 100s. So it's going to be a very hot day coming up. Here's your latest North Texas Weather Center 7-day forecast. And again, temperatures over the next several days. It's going to be hot. It's not going to be anywhere close to average this time of the year. Forecasting mid to upper 90s and close to 100 again on Sunday. Eventually going to next week, you can see maybe some storm chances returning Thursday, but they seem to be pretty low end at this point. This forecast is brought to you by Platinum Contracting, All Dense Repair, and the Dashner Law Firm.